Leak. Today we're just going to talk about current market conditions and when will the pain stop. This is our first official live stream, and hopefully we can get some of you guys to interact with us and tell us your opinions on when you think the pain will stop in the crypto market here. Past few weeks, past few months have been absolutely terrible for cryptocurrencies. First, they were preceded by an absolutely great few months. We had December where Bitcoin hit 20,000, and it did go down promptly when it hit 20,000, coincided with the futures release on the CBOE, on the NASDAQ, and there was one other exchange as well. CFTC, I think was what it was, also released futures. So it was actually, people were comparing the release to futures on Bitcoin to the release to futures by the Dutch on tulips. So the tulip mania that caused one of the biggest bubbles in history was actually related to Bitcoin recently. People were saying, you know, they've never seen a run up in an asset class like this with such accelerating speed. Good morning there. So cool, first comment on the first live stream. So good morning, what's up? So yeah, getting back to the tulip mania. So the Dutch, I think this was back in like the 1300s, 1400s. The Dutch had released futures on tulips, and that coincided with the very peak of the price chart on tulips. So weirdly enough, the US released futures on Bitcoin, and that coincided with the 20,000 price top of Bitcoin. So after that happened, Bitcoin retracted a little, went back down to about 15,000 and sort of hung steady for a few weeks. And that's when all the altcoins really took off. That's where you were seeing things like Dragon Chain, Oyster Pearl, Deep Brain Chain, KuCoin. Had basically any coin listed on KuCoin went 10 times in the first week of January. The problem with those coins was there wasn't much liquidity to get back out of those coins back into the main coin like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So a lot of people, I feel, got stuck in those coins, the smaller cap coins, the altcoins, and over the past few weeks and months basically have gotten squeezed out of their positions, been forced to sell because they can't take the loss. When will their pain end? When will my pain end? When will your pain end? So basically, I just want to see if anyone has any opinions on the market currently. I know Bittrex is planning on adding USD capable buying in from US dollar into altcoins through Bittrex. That's coming in the pipeline in 2018. I heard there's some big conglomerates in South Korea that are going to be building a crypto exchange similar to OKX, and that will be in South Korea, so positive news. I've heard of numerous companies, US companies, building blockchains, whether they're public or private. That's a whole nother topic, public or private blockchains. So, you know, apparently since 2014, a lot of companies have been building their own private blockchains. These blockchains do not necessarily need to have a coin associated with them. And the reason being is because they're private. So the servers are not decentralized that are hosting the private blockchain network. What happens is, instead of incentivizing random servers from around the world with this coin as a reward, they incentivize themselves to run the private blockchain by cost savings for their own company. So they themselves are incentivized to keep the private blockchain running with servers because it saves them money. And it only benefits them, but they are the only ones involved in supporting that network. That's basically what a private blockchain is, that does not involve a crypto asset. But for us, for most investors out there, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, brother, how's it going? So for most of us, we like to invest in public blockchains. So that's the only thing that the public can invest in. So that'd be like a Bitcoin and Ethereum, Basically, anything you see on CoinMarketCap is basically a public blockchain. If it's a private blockchain, you won't have the opportunity to invest. Most likely won't even have a crypto asset associated with it. So hoping to get some more questions from the community out there. When will your pain end for the crypto crash? What do you guys think? When will the pain end? Interesting chart I posted on my social media channels the other day. It showed Bitcoin in 2013 through 2014. That was the time period where we had that first initial spike upward from 100 up to about 1200. And it's comparing that chart for Bitcoin to the chart currently from 2017 to 2018. So, hey, so this is a good point here. He asked, when bull run, bro? So I'm getting into that right now. So you compare those two charts, right? Bitcoin from 2013, 2014 to Bitcoin currently 2017, 2018. Those charts are almost identical. We had an exponential run higher of about 10 times to 20 times the price. And then we had that a substantial decline following. In 2013-14, it took us about 3 to 4 years, not until basically the beginning of 2017 to get back to that all-time high in Bitcoin of that 1,000 mark. And so I'm guessing, just by looking at the charts and how similar they look, that we're entering into that same exact cycle again. It's going to be another 2 or 3 years before we see Bitcoin reach, 15, 20,000 again. So that next bull run may be for 2 or 3 years out. The only reason I say that is because the charts are basically identical. Just more current chart is scaled up a bit, about 20 times X, what the 2013 was. Yeah, so unfortunately, I think we might have about a year or 2 or even 3 years of consolidation before the next bull run. And, if you study those charts of Bitcoin's price, they damn near identical from the 2014 run-up, 2013 run-up. But there's some more variables introduced in today's market than there were previous. That could either accelerate that run-up or change the market dynamic entirely. So that would be the coins like Ethereum and EOS and Tezos. Go do a review about Oyster Pearl. I love that. So Oyster Pearl, we'll get into that in a second here. Just let me just finish this thought here on the Bitcoin price. So with the introduction to these smart contract platforms that weren't there in 2014, new innovation is being allowed. New coins are being created. There's more areas for the dollars, the fiat dollars, to get injected into cryptocurrency. So I think that is going to contribute to higher volume, which we're already seeing, and it should contribute to a quicker time span to recovery. So that next bull run shouldn't really be 4 years from now. You might see it be 2 years or 1 year from now. And that's because of all the additional streams of funding that are now available to get into cryptocurrency from fiat compared to 2013 and 14. All right, so when you guys ask about Oyster Pearl review, let me just get into that real quick. So Oyster Pearl is actually one of the most interesting coins that I'm watching recently. It's been beating the market over the past 2 months when everything's really been crushing lower. Oyster Pearl is sort of held up a little bit, Oyster Protocol. And their symbol is PRL. If you guys want to take a look at their chart, they're currently hanging out at about 90 cents. And they've touched $1 recently, $1.20. And they have an airdrop coming up with the second coin, Shell, Oyster Shell. So they're developing a protocol that's going to, exactly, yeah, Oyster Pearl has an airdrop. And that's coming on April, I think it's either April 5th or April 6th. All the details are going to be listed on Oyster Pearl's website. I believe it's April 6th, actually. So if you just hold your Oyster Pearl in your MyEther wallet, yeah, April 6th, you should get the airdropped shell when the team goes ahead and makes that distribution. It's important. As long as you have coins held in MyEther wallet for the snapshot, you'll receive the shell. It's going to be at a later date that they're going to give it, so don't worry if you don't see it appear immediately. And that's basically what's holding the price up of Oyster Pearl. In my opinion, if it wasn't for that airdrop, this coin would be probably closer to 30 cents, possibly even lower at this point. So I do have an expectation that the Oyster Pearl price will drop substantially once that snapshot occurs. We've seen this time and time again. We saw this with NXT and IGNIS, where NXT was going to airdrop the IGNIS. And of course, as soon as that snapshot happened, NXT price fell 80%. We saw this happen with Z Classic and Bitcoin Private recently, where as soon as the snapshot occurred for Z Classic, I think that was in February 28th, immediately the Z Classic price tanked. So yeah, for Oyster Pearl, they do have more things going on with mainnet release. But I want to just point you to the fact that I don't think mainnet release is going to really have an impact on the price. People are acting very irrational right now and selling. They're not, the faith in cryptocurrency is not there right now. If anything, it's the opposite. Public perception has changed. In my opinion, it wasn't all the public that caused the run up recently. It was more probably hedge funds and institutional investors, and it wasn't just the public responsible for the most recent run up. I think there's a lot of manipulation. The public sort of could have gone for the ride with that price and could have contributed to that price going up, but mainly I think it was the hedge funds and institutional investors. But public perception right now is that cryptocurrency is a joke. You know, you're literally going to get laughed at if you talk to someone who is just a casual crypto fan. So until that mindset changes, you know, that's another factor for a market run up, a bull run, until public perception changes back again. If you follow Google Trends, that's pretty interesting. Google Trends, the search terms for Bitcoin and blockchain are way down compared to their peaks. So if you actually look at it peaked when Bitcoin peaked, the searches for blockchain and whatnot. But getting back into the mainnet question for Oyster Pearl, will the mainnet continue to hold Oyster's price up in the month of April? I'd say no. And I want you to look at, hey, what's up, the wolf? How you doing? So Ronald, advice for you. I would sell a day or two before the airdrop. That's what I'm looking for myself. I actually do hold a little bit of Oyster Pearl. I've sold some already when it had that run up to $1.20. Okay? Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? So Ronald, I'm looking for an exit on that position entirely. And you know what I'm going to do? Since KuCoin's going to support the airdrop, you're going to have an opportunity to buy back that Pearl at a cheaper price. And you're going to have an opportunity to buy that shell if you don't hold Pearl for the actual airdrop. So don't worry about it. That Oyster price could drop easily 67% the day after the airdrop. So you could triple your Oyster holdings by selling now and buying in, after April 6th. The mainnet, I don't think is going to hold it up because I'll give you an example now. Look at the coin for me, Dragon Chain. Now, they seem to be a very legitimate blockchain company, and they have a mainnet commercial service being launched in the same date, actually, April 6th. Tell me what their price has done. It hasn't held up whatsoever. It's been crushed. It's been absolutely crushed. This past week, it's down nearly 50% again. And I'm not seeing the same kind of support for that coin. And their big news event is a mainnet sort of commercial platform launching. So I'll compare that to Oyster mainnet launching. And I'll say it's not going to hold up as well. But the airdrop does seem to give it some kind of hold. And in my mind, it's because people think airdrop, they think of it in terms of more positive news than they think of mainnet launch. So this may mean that just more coins gives people more incentive to hold. Oh, I'll get double the amount of coins. I'll get the shell if I just hold the Oyster. But I don't think people are looking as forward. The majority of people aren't looking forward to the mainnet launch. So again, just comparing it to Dragon Chain. Again, the Dragon Chain mainnet launch around that same date. But we'll see, though. The market conditions are just absolutely terrible right now. So things that would have held up a few months ago have changed now. So you sort of have to rethink your strategic game plan here on how to trade cryptocurrencies. A lot of opportunity to sell at a high and buy back at a low. Yeah, so the whales are going to really sell the hell out of Oyster Pearl right after that snapshot. Guarantee 50% right off Oyster Pearl. And the fact with Oyster Pearl is they don't have a lot of circulating coins, so very easy to manipulate the price of that coin. And there's only one exchange it trades on with any significant volume, so be careful with that. Even selling today wouldn't be a bad idea. Someone asked about Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, I think, is a good barometer for the overall market, right? It's a coin where it's based on memes, and it's just got like a cult following to it. It's got that Shiba Inu image on it, and it was like the meme of 2013, and that's when Dogecoin was created. It was just basically a joke, and it's taken off to this level where at one point Dogecoin was worth over $1 billion market cap. Insane, right? Well, that's come back down to earth. That's only about 300 million. Still huge, don't get me wrong. If you've been mining Dogecoin from your computer since, 2013, you probably have a pretty penny now. But that's a good barometer for the market in general. It's a project that's a complete joke. So if you see Dogecoin high, you're probably, at the peak of a market cycle. When Dogecoin becomes worth more than $1 billion, it's unreasonable, first off. But it tells you that we're probably over exuberant about cryptocurrencies. So maybe that's an indicator to sell other positions when Dogecoin is too high. Honestly, Dogecoin, the only value Dogecoin has is what the community perceives. And it's actually a good, just a good example to look at. To show how cryptocurrency can create value out of thin air. As long as party A and party B agree that something has value, then it has value. And that's what Dogecoin shows you. But as far as long-term project goals or advancements to society goes, Dogecoin has none of that. It's just a joke. It's cryptocurrency that started from a joke, and it's got a lot of users, got a lot of holders. They had a faucet running where you could just get free coins from them. And that's how they gained popularity. So, as someone asked, when's the next giveaway? That's a very good question. It's going to be right now. How about that? CLL token is the token that I've created for this channel. And right now, I'm going to do a giveaway. So, if anyone just wants to comment their Ethereum address, ERC20 below, I will give the first 3 people that comment their wallet address 1,000 CLL right now after I'm done recording this live video. Stipulation, make sure you sign up for the whitelist on cryptoliveleak.com so that I can stay in compliance and give you that giveaway. And make sure you're not from any country with any kind of sanctions against it. That's the main thing that I'm doing by collecting the information on the whitelist. CLL faucet, exactly. It's a CLL faucet. So the IBO that's going on right now, that's having tasks that give out CLL, or the giveaway. Yeah, I'll talk about Latium in just one second. So by doing the IBO, by doing these giveaways of CLL, it's my way of distributing the tokens to the community. And as we've seen with Dogecoin, as long as people agree there is value, then you can create value out of nothing. So that's the experiment that I'm running with the CLL token. And the Wolf, awesome, man. Awesome, my man. I'll get that to you. So first I'm going to talk about LATX, then I'm going to talk about the next bull run, I suspect. So Latium. Problem with Latium. The exchange they're on is not a good exchange. I wouldn't even pay attention to the price on that exchange. It's getting less than $5,000 volume per day. That's nothing. I would still consider this project to be in the extremely early stages. And you might have to sit on these LATX for another 6 months to a year before you have a viable place to sell them and at a viable price. Compare it to Unicorn Gold that was sponsored by Mark Cuban, Ashton Kutcher, where they first came out. They got listed on a really small exchange, and it took them, I think it was like 3 or 6 months to get listed on Bittrex. But when that happened, the coin went from about 5 cents to over $2. I could see that same thing happening with Latium, right? So it's a very small price. It's on a very bad exchange. They seem to have a good team. They have a good product. Once they get listed on, say, like a Bittrex or Binance, where there's actual volume that can get pumped into this, you might see at that point a run up in Latium's price. And they have that beta. They have a working product. That's why I like Latium so much, is they actually have a working product. And I use it myself. You guys have probably done some of the tasks on there. It works. And if they can keep redesigning it, keep getting new users onto it, and real users onto it, that coin's going to have some value. I could see it being $1 to $5, even $10, because of the small circulating supply during the next bull run. And that leads me into the next question. When will the next bull run be? And really, there's a lot of factors here. I think, honestly, it's not going to be Bitcoin that brings us into the next bull run. It might be something like EOS. Buying ICE. So I thought Ethereum contributed to the run-up of the current bull run, but it coincided with Bitcoin as well. So maybe it will be Bitcoin leading us on the next bull run. So then we have to look at the Bitcoin price chart, right? So if you guys go back to that post I made about comparing 2013 to now on Bitcoin's price, we might have another 2 or 3 years before we have another bull run, if you're just looking at Bitcoin's price. But let's say EOS comes out in June and is absolutely phenomenal. Companies are jumping on board to develop D apps on there, and they gain a huge user share. That could bring the whole market into a bull run. It could create new asset classes. It would tokenize D apps at a faster rate. So that's what I'm looking for. EOS to bring us out of the dumps here. Tezos. It's another platform that can be released around that same time frame with the live mainnet. Those innovations could allow users to create new tokenized assets and bring us into a new era of a new bull run, expanding the entire crypto market cap above $1 trillion. Or we wait another 2 years and Bitcoin will bring us out of this mess. Bitcoin's price usually goes up. People have a lot more bullets in the chamber to fire off on other investments. That's how I see it. Nice, The Wolf. Okay, I'll get that CLL over to you. Make sure, The Wolf, make sure you fill out that whitelist if you haven't already on CryptoLiveLeak.com. Okay, so next question was, let's see. Next, what was it after the next bull run? If someone could just, the ICO question there. Okay. Do you think it's better to buy into an ICO after or during the ICO? So this is a very important question to answer. I would say it depends. Main thing it depends on is the quality of the project. If a project is usually a high quality project and focused on tackling a huge issue, let's say, like some of these platform coins are, they're focusing on a big fish, so to say, then usually those are the projects that will immediately trade at a higher price once they hit market compared to Latium. Okay, they're tackling a small fish, to be honest. They're tackling micro tasks. So it's a niche market. The Wolf, you have won, my friend. You have won. So Latium, it was tackling a small fish, and we saw what happened. When it hit the market for the first time, the price was a third of the 12 cents that people were buying in the ICO. So obviously that traded less after it hit the market. The Wolf, I'll send you that CLL after this video, as long as you fill out the whitelist on CryptoLiveLeak.com. Don't forget to do that, The Wolf. So again, the quality of the project should determine if you participate in the ICO or buy after the ICO. Let's say you just like the project, like Latium. I fell in love with the project. I liked the team. I liked the alpha they had. CryptoLiveLeak.com. CryptoLiveLeak.com. It should be all over the YouTube page if you want to look for it there, the wolf. Okay, so quality of project should determine whether or not you're participating in the ICO or waiting to buy the token or coin after the ICO. In Latium's case, hindsight would tell us to buy after the ICO. Some things you could have done to know this would have been, what are they trying to accomplish? They were trying to tackle a small fish. So they weren't trying to do anything too grand like, say, an EOS did. So that would have been a case where you would have identified the project as something you like, but not necessarily a great investment. So let's see, another ICO that I'm going to do a review about is going to be a decentralized exchange for NEO. I think it's going to be called NEX. That's going to be an interesting one that I would recommend. See, I would recommend the ICO, but I bet you it's going to have a drop in price after the ICO because it's not tackling a huge issue, a huge fish. It's just tackling, a decentralized exchange platform. So it's unique to NEO, and it's unique to the coins developed on NEO's protocol. So it's not like NEO itself. You would want to participate in an ICO more like NEO, not like a decentralized exchange for NEO, which is the other ICO I'm talking about. So look for big fish, huge aspirations for a team, and a team trying to tackle a big problem that could possibly yield big rewards. Those are the ICOs I would participate in. And then I would hold back on participating in anything that's more niche and tackling a smaller issue. And I would probably wait to buy those tokens if you're still interested in the project until after the ICO when the prices come down a bit on those tokens. That seems to be the strategy that I've used, that I've seen most successful. All right, guys, I think this has been a pretty successful first live stream. What do you guys think? We have one winner of CLL tokens, the Wolf. Any other questions before I log off? Okay, here we go. What do you think about oysters? You have joined it? Perfect, Wolf. Ronald, what do you think about Oyster Pearl's price by the end of the year? I'll leave you with this. End of year, it'll be higher than it is today. How about that? So if you're a long-term holder... Oh, Coin Freaks, there he is. This T. Terrence, what's up, man? Maybe I'll stick on a little longer if Terrence is here now. Maybe not. Yeah, so Oyster Pearl higher than it is now. I look forward to see some more consolidation in Bitcoin's price. It's going well, man, going well. Hey, Terrence, if you didn't hear this, 1,000 CLL giveaway right now. Just put your Ethereum wallet address in the comment section here, and I'll make sure to get you over 1,000. I know you've already filled out the whitelist. Hey, welcome, Ronald. So yeah, again, Oyster's price higher than it is now, but you're gonna see a dip right after this airdrop, so you might want to play the dip. So sell now, buy after the dip, after the airdrop, buy back your position, then you'll have, leftover Ethereum or leftover Bitcoin. Or you can just triple up your Oyster holdings, basically. So that's what I'm going to look to do. We'll see what happens. I like this live stream aspect, guys. It requires less editing on the videos for me, which means possibly I can create a lot more content for you guys. So awesome. Newton, thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Really enjoyed this. Take care. Until next time. It's Crypto Live Leak. This is Ken signing out. Bye. Oh boy. Gotta learn how to end the live stream.